In scene 4 of the first act of Hamlet, the young prince is waiting for a ghost. In the distance are the sounds of a drunken party his uncle, King Claudius, is hosting. The same uncle who took the crown of Denmark and married the queen after her husband, the previous king, Hamlet's father, died.
The king doth wake tonight and makes carouse, keeps wassail and the swaggering upspring reels, and as he drains his draughts of Rhenish down, the kettledrum and trumpet doth bray out the triumph of his pledge.
In this scene, Hamlet mourns for the present reputation of his father's kingdom. He resents Denmark's current standing among other nations. They think of his father's kingdom as a nation of drunken pigs.
On the observance, this heavy-headed revel, east and west, makes us traduced and taxed of other nations. They call us drunkards, and indeed it takes from our achievements, though performed at height.
He resents how its current squalid state undermines its noble foundations. Hamlet reflects on how an individual's flaw, like excessive drinking, can overshadow all other virtues, and how a king's indulgence overshadows the dignity of the kingdom.
So oft it chances in particular men that for a vicious mole of nature in them, their virtues else, be they as pure as grace, as infinite as man may undergo, shall in the general censure take corruption from that particular fault.
He also bitterly acknowledges that indulgence in these flaws is the norm, even historically. Honour is found in breaking with that norm.
The custom. Aye, there is. To my mind, though I am native here and to the manner born, it is a custom more honoured in the breach than the observance.
On this cold night, while others drink away his nation's reputation, he is waiting to speak with the ghost of his father. Hamlet is looking for guidance, but this isn't just about seeking his father, it's also about reconnecting with a time of honour and stability. Hamlet longs to return to a time of greatness, before the current corruption set in. The ghost is an idealized past, where the kingdom's values aligned with the king's virtues. Hamlet's yearning mirrors a broader, societal feeling of disillusionment, a sense that the current age has lost its integrity and the values of earlier times. This might be delusional, but Hamlet feels this and must wrestle with it. And when Hamlet meets the ghost, he asks,
"Wherefore? What should we do?"
The ghostly king won't speak to him. It instead beckons him to follow, and Hamlet does.
Do not go with it. No, by no means.
It will not speak, then I will follow it.
Not the Lord.
Why? Why? Why?
In many ways, we are Hamlet. Standing in the cold night, we stare into the dark and wait for a ghost to guide us forward, hearing the shouts of a decaying civilization. Look, I understand the temptation for carelessness and the unconsciousness of indulgence in the face of dissatisfaction. It is not pleasurable to be conscious in a time of strife. People take what they can to try and keep them afloat. Being conscious in a time of corruption can be maddening. You feel the perverseness in the pressures of the present, and trying to find a way out can feel very lonely. The world feels corrupt, so distant from what it feels like it could be. The past is part of us. In Hamlet, the ghost is the past coming to demand retribution. Calling into it finds someone who can listen and act. And Hamlet willingly engages with the ghost. He wants to confront his time with legitimacy. He wants to restore the moral order that has been disrupted. He rejects the corrupt present and tries to hold on to the ideals of a past. Hamlet mirrors a broader human experience, the yearning for a better past in the face of the present. And yet, there is no going back. We must recognize that pretending otherwise is another vice. To wallow in nostalgia is no different to giving oneself up to the chemical and physical vices. I understand why we do it. Looking forward is difficult. It involves making the past part of you, yes, in all its nostalgic glory, but also in its deep, deep horror. It is taking responsibility for fixing the present, acknowledging that it is yours to carry forward. Look to the past, but make no mistake, past is a ghost. In that sense, beware the ghost that seeks revenge. Beware a past that will drag you to Hades with it. Speak to ghosts, but don't follow them. We live in the time we live in. Chasing the past only leads us backwards. We have the present to do in it what must be done to reach something better. Walk in the present. You are of your time, but walk forward. Thank you for watching.